In this little video that I'm creating, my name is Julie Powers. This is for my literacy class. I'm going to show you about the app for tablets called Newslea. It is a free app, which is always a good price. And I think this is a really great reading app. It can help kids of all ages. It works well with English second learner children. It also works well with ECE kids. It allows them to read, on different levels. So here's the app. You just click on it to open up it. So let's just pretend I am a learner. So I'm just going to sign up. Are you joining a teacher's class? Let's just say no. Okay. So we're just going to put a birth date in. I'm just going to put a random one in. We'll just put... and then we'll just say 1999. Why not? So then you just click next. Let's get to know each other. I'm just going to put Joe Smith. Again, I'm just using generic settings. This is kind of my spam email address. Just so I can kind of get you, kind of an idea of what's going on here. Let's see. Okay, so it's letting me sign in. So let me tell you a little bit about what Newslea does. Newslea does is it presents hundreds of news articles about all sorts of topics. So you can really pick any kind of subject. Like today is January 20th, so President Donald Trump was inaugurated, so of course that's the, that is the top news article at the top. So you see here, it's, just a basic, news article, and you can scroll through it. There's nothing too exciting about that. That is not the purpose of the app. So what you'll notice here down on the bottom, okay, you'll see right down here where it says 1140L. So if I click on that, it gives me 470L, 730, 960, 1140, or max. And what these are different levels of reading for the article. So each article is the exact same content. The language and grammar and, how long the sentences are is what's different. But if you read the article at max versus reading the article at 470, you're going to get the same content. So let's just kind of take a look here. Okay, so let's look at it there. Judging size of crowds at major public events is harder than just 1, 2, 3. Okay, and this is kind of like, I believe it's called second grade level. So then let's go up to 730. 1, 2, 3, counting the size of inaugural crowds in Washington can be tough. So they're counting, okay, that tells me just a little bit more about it. Still, I'm getting the same information. They're counting it at a bigger crowd. Okay, so then 960. It's a numbers game judging the crowd sizes at presidential inaugurations. So, and then just kind of go up. How big? And then the max. When it comes to inaugural crowds, does size matter? So let's kind of go down a little bit further. Let's try. How are crowds counted? Before it stopped, the Park Service came with crowd figures by studying aerial photographs. So let's go down to the lower level and see what they say about it. The government used to count with photos. The photos were taken from high above. Gives me the same information. Aerial versus high above. Okay, so you can, let's just say you have a student who maybe their English is not their first language, or maybe they have problems reading, comprehension, they don't have a wide vocabulary. You could have your students say, maybe read at the 960 level, but then, maybe have another student read at the 730 level. They're going to get the same content. You can have a discussion about the article, and this would be great for reading groups. Maybe you just have a couple of iPads in your room or any kind of tablets. This is available on Android, even on laptops, but on a multitude of tablets. So you could have them each read and then just change the article for reading groups, and then you could have a big discussion in your classroom. So that's kind of a nice thing. I like it because it's for all kids. My whole class can read this article and we can have a discussion about it. I don't have to pick out 5 different books for 5 different levels of reading. One of the other things about it is, a lot of kids don't like reading stories. They like reading about current events, what's going on. So if you go up here, you can go to opinion, war and peace, science. Let's go to kids. Let's see what's in the kids section. Couple born on the same day welcomes a son. Library of Congress. But, a lot of things that you would see in your scholastic news articles. But they're interesting article. This is a really big hot topic right here. Real news reports on fake news as people try to figure out the difference. What a great article for kids. First Lady honors school counselors and champions the power of hope. So there's some great things about on here. So then what you can do, so let's just pick here, because this is a hot topic here. So then what I can do is I can tap on a quiz. And you can take quizzes based on the level of the article you're reading. And then they can be sent to the teacher. And they're pretty basic. They're all multiple choice. And then you send them in. And then you can change which level of quiz that you're doing. You can send it to the teacher. The teacher can, kind of take an evaluation of how the comprehension of the class is doing. As far as a higher order level of thinking, it can challenge the kid, to, get a higher reading comprehension, but it doesn't go very deep in the level of HOTs. And that's okay. What I'm more impressed with is that, I can put my kids at different levels. If they're like, I don't understand the article, I can take it down, and then they don't feel like, that they're missing out on something in the news article, just the verbiage is redone. So this is Newslea. I really, really like it, just because of the options that it gives for kids. I went through an article, and I read all levels on that article, and I did not notice a difference. I still got the same content, just the verbiage was different. So that's kind of a neat option for you. Now, one thing I did want to go back over is I logged out as a student and logged back in as my teacher credentials. And as you notice, it says grade 2, grade 5, grade 7, grade 9, grade 12 as the max grades on here and that you can pick from. I like that on the teacher level because it kind of helps me gauge, and I don't have to think, oh, what does 510L mean or 870L means. I just think, okay, this is really 7th grade reading. This kid's really advanced. Or maybe this is a 2nd grader, he's reading at a 5th grade level. Or maybe this is a 7th grader reading at a 2nd grade level. But the kids don't see that. All they see is the numbers, and they're like, what does that mean? And you can, as a teacher, I guess you can always play that off. Oh, that's how many words is in there. Of course, then you might have some kids that might count it. So let's just pick 2nd grade for this article. Genetic material in ocean water tells scientists more about whale sharks. That's pretty easy. But then let's take it to the 12th grade. What scientists learned about whale sharks from the DNA they left behind. So, not too much, groundbreaking. Again, I like that you can take tests over the articles, and it's just not about the kids reading. So that's all for this screencast-o-matic. I hope you liked it. And this is actually on an iPad. If you, as you can see, that is an iPad, and this is what's showing up on the screen. I use Screencast-O-Matic to record it on my laptop or computer, and then I use the Reflector program to record on what's on my iPad.